Afternoon, everyone. See if you can guess what I found. Well, I'll give you a couple of hints. Well, first of all, I found somebody posted on the internet, on Facebook, I think it was Classic Combines about a year ago, maybe more, the location of a combine. So I've given some of it away already. But yeah, and it was, when I looked it up, it was actually local to where my parents live. And I'm down there today. It's quite a hot day, so I waited until the sun went down a bit and went for a walk. But I managed to locate it. It wasn't the easiest thing to find, but it's actually under a railway bridge. It's obviously been here for a very, very long time by the look of it. But I never knew, I've never even heard it was here, and obviously most people don't know it's here. But I'll let you know. Well, obviously you can see behind me it's yellow. It was built early 60s, maybe late 50s, and you know, it's, see if I can think of anything else to give you a hint. It's got it would have had a 4-cylinder engine on it, Ford engine I think. Yeah, 8-foot cut, built in Belgium, so I kind of narrowed it down a bit now. So yeah, it's an M80, look. It's got the Bamford sign on it. Obviously you can see it backwards because I've got my phone on the other way around. But so that's a little bit, well, shows signs that it was a little bit later. So probably about 63, 64 to my knowledge. Just an estimate. I don't exactly know, but I would imagine it'd be about 63, 64. But I'll have a look round it in a second. This is literally the first time I've come to it. I haven't even looked round it yet. I've just got here and went to walk across. Right, I saw the footpath on the internet and I saw where it went, and I had to deviate a little bit because the bridge the footpath went to, I looked under it and it wasn't there, and I knew it was under one of these bridges here, and it just so happened to be the next one down. And there's a little bit of a stream running down the side of it, so I suppose it's kept the worst of the weather off of it, but it's still, I don't know, it's a little bit rusty like, but I'll show you around it. Be careful, it's a bit muddy. From what I remember, somebody once told me that that pressed into the metal was on the early ones. How true that is, I don't know. I don't know massive amounts about them, but as far as I'm aware, there was like 103, but just smaller, like not as high and not as long. Yeah, that's completely worn away. Yeah. See if I can make out something on there. 490. I'll just give it a go at trying to clean this up a minute. Looking at that, it looks like it's 1963, so yeah, I thought it was about that, judging by the different markings on it and everything. Warm, trudging across that field and like trying to find my way through this jungle. But it's nice to see them like this because it reminds me of when I was like, you know, 35 years ago, around that time when I was a boy, and I used to see a lot of them out like this, and that was what sort of encouraged me to get into restoring them. I always said one day I'd want one, and you know, it worked out in the end. But yeah, I just thought I'd take the opportunity to take a walk and have a look at it. It always gives something interesting for me, just to go for a walk, you know, do something healthy rather than sitting doing nothing. And yeah, just come and have a look at this old machine. Yeah, nice old thing. Well, I always used to imagine what they were like when they were working. Of course, but at that time I hadn't seen a really old one like this working, you know, because even in the 80s and 90s they were, you know, they had to come, you know, you didn't see them every day, you know, they weren't about in that much by then. They were being replaced by the modern ones by then. So it wasn't until I was probably in my teenage years, late teens and early 20s, that I actually got to see old machines like this still working, or ones that have been refurbished and stuff. And then obviously I got my own as well, and it was nice to see. I mean, it was brilliant to see them working. You know, the first time I got my Gleaner working, it was just amazing. You know, I'd wanted my whole life to do it, and that was, well, I'm 41 this next week, and I can't remember, I was about 27 when I got my Gleaner working, first time I used it. So it's been a long year. I bought it when I was 19, so it's been a long time now. But yeah, interesting time. I shouldn't think this one I'll ever see at home. Obviously it's been under this tunnel. Yeah?
Bridge, not a tunnel.
Oh, it's a bridge, apparently. So, there you go. I'm sure you'll forgive me for my lack of knowledge on the bridge. Look at these. Oh, that's a shame, the back end's been left open, so all the water would have been going down in there. Excuse my ignorance, but I presume that's basically the same as what went in a Force Major. I've lost touch with it a bit now because I haven't been doing much, but I'm still interested in them. I'm still fascinated by them, really, you know. But it's one of them things I can't really get that involved at the minute. So I see somebody's ripped the radiator off it, so somebody's obviously found it. Shame, really, you know. I remember when I bought my first Model C, unfortunately that caught fire, but when I got it, somebody found that and ripped the radiator off of it. You know, and that was in the middle of nowhere as well. You know, obviously people, you know, they need money for whatever, and they, you know, they make it any way they can. And copper, you know, if you get enough of it, get a good price for it. Fortunately my battery's too low to use flash. Yeah, it'd be interesting to speak to somebody who knows about it. Got no elevators in it, so somebody's been having bits off of it as well, like bits for running something else. I noticed the main drive belt's missing off the other side. Seized solid. Yeah. Presume that's the revs. Don't think I've ever actually driven one of these. Obviously I drove the M135, but I've never driven one of these, I don't think. The thing about these I notice is, for me, I've got really thick legs, and I always smack my leg on them levers, trying to get through. You're not the most comfortable machines to sit on, and I found that with the 103, the 135. A lovely combine, don't get me wrong, but it's just because it's just something about it that just didn't click with me. It was a brilliant combine. I'd have loved to have spent a bit of time to get it how I wanted it, but I weighed it all up and I had that, you know, enough combines that I could just do with getting rid of one or two of them, and that just happened to be one of the ones that I chose to move on and just keep the Gleaners, because, you know, Gleaners suit me. They sit right with me, and they're not everybody's cup of tea, but for me they're just nice. Like, you know, I get it, you know, they're not the most popular combine in the world, but to me they're just my favourite. So anyway, I'm gonna get off because obviously the sun's gonna start coming down. I want to take a few photos before I go. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This is the kind of stuff that I want on my channel, because I find it interesting, and obviously, you know, there'll be people out there that like this kind of stuff because it's different, you know. Just finding stuff that I've not seen before, just around and about. But old machines, it makes you wonder, you know, what happened to it, how did it end up here, and stuff like that. You know, I'm just interested in that. And yeah, and hope you like it, and you know, hopefully I'll find something else to look at soon, and I'll post another one. So have a nice summer, and I'll catch up with you as soon as I can. Goodbye.